Hey guys, what's up? My name is Steph. I have bipolar disorder type 1 with psychotic features and mixed episodes. Hello. I have nothing prepared for this video. I just want to talk about one topic which every family is faced with when somebody is struggling with a psychotic episode. Oof. And that topic is, and this doesn't apply to just mental illness, it applies to drug use. There is a very common idea that, and there's been research supporting that this works, but personally, I think that it's whack, and I think that not everybody works, but the whole idea of rock bottom. And the reason why I'm completely against it and the reason why I think it's BS is because someone's rock bottom could be death. And especially with mental illness, because we don't have the capability of seeing the consequences of our actions, nor do we really have control over our actions since our brain is out to lunch. And when someone's in mania, and I've said this before, but if you're new here, please subscribe. And also, when you're in psychosis and you're in mania, it's like, okay, so your brain is moving so fast. So you go to hypomania and you start to feel a little elevated, and some people feel happy. Some people have mixed episodes like myself where I'll be happy and sad at the same time, which is really fun. But you'll start with that low level of kind of hyperactivity and the hypomania, and then you will launch into, if you're bipolar type 1, you will launch into psychosis, which is where you are psychotic. Your brain is very confused, and it starts working really fast. And so what happens is you have like all these different thoughts like around your head, right? Like imagine if they're little bubbles and there's like 5,000 thoughts above your head, and you're trying to like grab one of them, and it's nearly impossible to do that. So you sound like a lunatic. Your subjects don't make sense. You jump around, you talk really fast. And some people don't talk at all. Everybody has a different experience with psychosis. But the idea that rock bottom is going to save a person, be it drinking, be it drugs, is, to me, an excuse for everyone else to fall away. Because the one thing that happens when you get sick, when you have an addiction or something like you have an addiction to drugs, an addiction to alcohol, and or you're in the middle of a psychotic episode, the first thing that happens is everyone you love falls away. They don't want anything to do with you because you're acting out, you're being verbally abusive, you're not making sense. And to like put it like straight for you, it's that, and bluntly, we basically terrorize our families, and they have a really difficult time dealing with that. So it's very easy to follow this idea that everyone says works and has been working, of you have to wait until they hit rock bottom, which I want to use an example. So, and I also wanted to say this real quick to jump around. People with bipolar disorder and other psychotic illnesses or mental illnesses, whatever, they often look to drugs to self-medicate. So it's not uncommon for those of us with bipolar disorder or some other psychotic illness to use drugs at some point in our life. The drugs does not cause our mental illness, but it can exacerbate that and make it much worse. So I want to give you one example, and not everybody can do this. So this is keeping in mind that you take care of yourself first. You know how they say you can't save a baby if you're drowning yourself. You have to save yourself first. In some families, it has to work that way, where the person has to go away for their own safety or their own well-being. But majority of the time, it can be done where you can be there for someone who is struggling. For example, my neighbor, who I did not know at all, if you've been following, you already know, had a severe psychotic episode like a year ago. And I ended up feeding her cat for her because while she was in rehab, her ex-girlfriend died. And So she just, and two of her animals. So things just kept getting worse and worse. So her first bout of treatment for almost 90 days did not work. And so she's in treatment for the second time. And she has mental health issues, but she also has addiction issues because she's used her entire life. So all of her family has left her and abandoned her because they can't deal with her. You know, she's selfish and, you know, whatever else, you know, because when you don't understand mental illness, you just don't understand. So they have gone away, right? So I knew, because when I first met my neighbor, Tiffany, I knew that her parents had passed away. I knew that she was all on her own. So long story short, I started helping her. And when you go to the rehab facility, no loved ones are there. Nobody's there visiting the people who are in there. All the family members have had it, or the people don't have any family members to begin with. So when I go to visit my friend, because we became friends and all this, I'm the only one there. And I just keep thinking, like, when you're out there and you're all alone and there's no one with you, your chances of success are absolutely affected 100%. Like, and I'm not like tooting my own horn or anything. Personally, I think everybody thinks I'm crazy for helping someone that I hardly know and like everything else. But it's just like, I have experience with mental illness, so I can see it and I know how to deal with it, whereas other people don't. And I would want somebody to do that for me. But she says, you know, like when I go to visit her, she says, you know, we do these projects to write our support system, and I always put you, and, you know, I'm taking care of her animals for her while she's away. So I'm doing these things. And I keep thinking, and I'm not saying maybe she could have done this on her own, but what I'm saying is that when you go by the idea that rock bottom is what needs to happen in order for someone to get better, when somebody is experiencing mental health crisis, they're out of their mind. They're not coherent. You're not able to make decisions for yourself. There's often a lot of blackouts, which means because your mind is moving so fast, like I explained earlier, your brain doesn't have time to file the memory. So there's just no memory there. So you could be verbally abusive to your family and not even remember or not even know. And then they don't want to talk to you about it. It creates a whole nother mess. Much like alcoholism, when somebody has bipolar disorder, it affects the entire family. So I just wanted to say that because a lot of families are really confused and they don't know what to do. And it is your choice, and you are not wrong in either aspect. But the idea that you have to wait until someone hits rock bottom in order for them to help themselves is, in my opinion, one that will hinder somebody's success at getting better. When you have somebody there supporting you, when you have somebody there picking you up, telling you you can do this, you know, and you kind of assist someone, when you do that and when you're helping someone with that, it makes a massive difference. And the reason why is because if nobody gives a shit about you, why on earth would you care about yourself? So that's my opinion. And if you're somebody who is struggling with a loved one, but also too, like I said, you know, if it's a situation that's harmful for you, if the person is accusing you of illegal things, then of course there's nothing you can do. In certain situations, your hands are tied. But if you're able to, if you can help, that's all I wanted to say. I hope that this video has been helpful, and I hope to talk to you guys soon. Subscribe, thumbs up, all that stuff. Bye.